What's up, everybody? Cole from GeekLyfe Gaming here, and today we are taking a look at the Transformers TCG, but we are focusing on the supers from waves 1 and 2, and yes, Metroplex is technically a super, so we are also looking at him. We have a top 5 list that we are going to go down, and this is not just my opinion solely. The list that we have constructed came together with everybody else who you've seen on our Transformers videos, Adam, Xavier, and then a few of our other friends who are just now getting into the game. We talked between us, and this is the list that we have come up with for the top 5 best supers in the Transformers TCG. First, we are going to talk about the 3 that are not on the list, and we have our reasonings for this, even though 1 or 2 of these characters should deserve to be on the list. We decided to exclude Cliffjumper, Metroplex, and Slipstream from the list. We are not saying they aren't good. Those 3 are fantastic characters, but we decided to exclude these from the list. There's 2 main reasons. The one reason for Metroplex is the exact opposite reason of Cliffjumper and Slipstream. We are excluding Metroplex simply because he was very easy to obtain. All you had to do was buy a deck, and for the most part, there is no variant ways to play Metroplex. You have Metroplex, you have his 3 characters that he can spawn being a city, and then the battle deck can vary down to a few different cards, but the deck wants to play the same every time you play Metroplex, which is what I like to call Rainbow Bold. You have a very close number of orange, blue, and white, and then you want to be flipping 10 or more cards each time you attack with Metroplex when he's in bot mode. So there's no really variability to Metroplex. It should always play consistently the same way each time you play it. Now, the reason we are excluding Cliffjumper and Slipstream, like I said, is the exact opposite of the main reason that we were excluding Metroplex. These 2 characters you could only get at the San Diego Comic-Con, and so we did not want to add these to the list because there was not an equal opportunity for everybody to acquire them, seeing as these 2 were printed before we even had Wave 1. We are, like I said, we are not saying these characters are bad in any way. These characters are all really good, but these are the reasonings that we came up with for excluding these 3 characters. On to our list. Number 5, we have Bee and Blade. We could not come up with a solid decision on who to exclude from the top 5 because Windblade and Bumblebee, there are solid arguments for making both of them either 5 or 6 in terms of the supers that come in the booster boxes. There were valid arguments for each one to make either one 6th best or 5th best. We decided to name them both the 5th best super that we have access to. Windblade, fantastic card, really interesting release for Rise of the Combiners. It's a hard anti-combiner card, and that is also the reason that she is at number 5 with Bumblebee. You're not going to play on your average day, you're probably not going to play against too many combiners. If you're playing that deck and you do go up against a combiner, she's really good. She's got good health, she's got decent defense, and she's got great attack in bot mode. But if you're not playing against a combiner, all you have in bot mode is a character that's swinging for 6. Now, her alt mode also is not bad at all. That's why she got at least number 5, was because even if you're not playing against a combiner, if you're playing a deck with Windblade, you're going to be running a lot of battle cards that have the 2 different colors, so that way when you flip to her alt mode, you can be able to play those cards for free without taking up either your action or your upgrade. And so that is why she was a contender for the 5th place spot. Now we have Bumblebee. Bumblebee was very, very good in Wave 1 because cars were a very fun deck. Everybody liked cars, and it was very viable. However, with the release of Wave 2, cars just kind of dropped off. And as far as the big tournaments that we had seen, there were a few Bumblebee representations, but for the most part, the Bumblebee just wasn't seeing that much play. He wasn't seeing a lot of representation. So we took that into account when we also listed him at 5. He is very good once he's in his bot mode and he's running solo, and his alt mode ability is also not that bad either, but he kind of has dropped off in terms of power level, and there are other supers that are just overall better and are just seeing more play. So that is why we have B and Blade at the number 5 position. Number 4, we have Springer. I agreed with this. I didn't like it because I like Springer, but I agreed with the sentiment that Springer is the number 4 best super that we have. And remember, this is GeekLyfe Gaming's opinion, so you are open to disagree with us. This is our list. So, Springer, one of 2 triple changers that we got in Wave 2. And while Springer is very good, however, our main concern with Springer was that he had to be run in a very upgrade-heavy battle deck for the most part. He had a few viable partners, but the best one that we came up with was Jetfire, being Jetfire's ability, and it can combo very well with Springer. And now that Swap Parts is also banned in constructed play, we now can't swap the upgrades that we have from Jetfire over to Springer and vice versa, so Springer did lose a little bit of viability. Springer in his different modes, depending on which mode he's in and you have the proper upgrade equipped, he gets Bold 1, Tough 1, or Pierce 1, which isn't bad. However, in bot mode, where he does get his Pierce, he is lacking in power a little bit. That's not to say he's a bad card. He is still very good. However, his versatility, while it does make him better than Windblade and Bumblebee, it's not enough to bring him up the list, in our opinion. At the number 3 position, we have Blitzwing. Blitzwing was an easy top 3 for our group. We knew he was going to be in the top 3, mainly because his alt mode abilities are very, very nice. He naturally has stealth, and he naturally has brave in his alt modes. And if any of you have seen some of our gameplay videos, Xavier uses Blitzwing for his RC Assassin Squad instead of Grimlock, like most people are doing. He is using Blitzwing because this increases his chances of success by keeping all of the damage to Blitzwing for as long as possible by leaving him in tank where he has Brave. His ability in bot mode is also very nice. So you flip him to bot mode, you attack. With how the battle deck is designed, you should easily be able to get an orange and a blue. You will draw a card, and then you will flip him back to his brave mode, so now they have to attack into him. Blitzwing is a very, very viable and wonderful super rare that we have gotten, because depending on how you are building your battle deck and the character you pair him with, he is either the tank or he is the hard-hitting character that isn't going to be hit if there are other options available. And after he's done attacking in bot mode and you're swinging for a lot, you can flip him back to either of those modes if you see a blue and an orange. And this is why Blitzwing is sitting at the number 3 position. Number 2, we have Starscream, Decepticon King. This one, once we got down to the brass taxes, was also an easy decision to give Starscream the top 3 and number 2. Simply because Starscream is seeing quite a lot of play. Personally, with our group, we have not seen a lot of Starscream. We haven't seen Starscream at all. Out of every super rare that you can get in Wave 1 and 2 combined between our play group, we have not seen Starscream. We've seen 2 Nemesis Primes, 2 Bumblebees, 2 Windblades, 2 Springers, and 1 Blitzwing. We have not seen a Starscream. However, we have looked at multiple decks that are running this Starscream with the Plan and the Decepticon Crown, and he is very, very good. He's definitely seeing a lot of play, and he definitely has the potential to become one of the better decks in the Wave 2 format, and he might even carry on into Wave 3 if we get decent support for Plan in Wave 3. Starscream can easily carry over and still be seeing a lot of play. And this is why we awarded him the number 2 slot. And at number 1, we have Nemesis Prime. This was probably not a surprise to a lot of you, and no, this was not based off of the bias that I enjoy Nemesis Prime a lot with my twin primes, or that Adam and Xavier have both played with Nemesis Prime. The decision for Nemesis Prime being at number 1 had a lot to do with his track record in Wave 1. He was, the Twin Primes deck was argued as the greatest deck in the game when we had Wave 1, and there wasn't really a reason for it not to be. Flipping back and forth between bot and alt mode, you're constantly stacking damage onto your opponent's characters. When you're shuffling your scrap pile back into your deck, you're putting cards under him if he's in bot mode, and he's getting increased power. He is just a monster, and his power is increased so much more if he's paired with Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend. That's not to say that he's still not good if paired with other characters. However, his immense power and ability to just stack damage upon damage upon damage on your opponent's characters is why we decided to award him the number 1 slot. What do you think of our picks? Do you think we placed them properly? Do you think we didn't? If you think any character should be placed higher or lower, let us know. We are definitely open to consideration, and once we get Wave 3, we are going to have that many more super rares to then create a new top 5 list. Once again, this has been Cole from GeekLyfe Gaming, and we'll see you next time.